David, you and I are about to embark on something exciting. We said that besides being good friends for so many years, that we want to, become active and join your experience with brand and creation of concept and commercial land, and maybe a little bit my focus in the past on more operational and the entrepreneurial startup organizations, and create KUBE Ventures. And soon it will be the 20th of September, and we all know that AHIC will kick off in person. How exciting to travel again. And we will launch KUBE Ventures. So tell a little bit about KUBE Ventures, because I know, but maybe those listening are intrigued.
Well, I think the beautiful thing about our personal relationship, about our friendship, is a sharing of values. And I think over the last 2 years, as we've been curating what it is we're going to, the definition and the functionality and the objectivity and all of the work that we've done over the last 2 years to form KUBE Ventures and its associated companies, we've shared this unswerving will, this absolute belief that even though we're two tiny little peons in a gigantic world, that we can make a little bit of change. And our learnings of collectively, I guess more than 50 years of work, and our learnings on values have given us that stimulus. And yeah, I'm really, I couldn't be more super proud. It's one of, and I say this in all humility, Michael, it's one of the, if not one of the proudest. I could never have dreamed of getting to a point in my professional life, and of course it's personal as well, because I don't think anything that's professional is not personal, getting to a point where we think we can stand next to young people or people of any age who have an idea, and through KUBE Ventures, through some of the most enlightened people in our industry who've agreed to join with us as our shareholders, we can stand together as a group and go to any startup and work with them to incubate, to accelerate, to form structure, to form conscience, to form a future. And I don't want to be silly or emotional about it, but I do believe that through these vehicles, we will realize, to a smaller point, we may not reach a tipping point, but we will realize to some point a substantial, I hope, change in the global hotel industry, hospitality industry.
Yeah, I echo that. I am equally excited. And what I think is, David, that our values are really that of assisting and helping, and that it is not always focused on, business terms, or obviously money plays a major role in our industry. But it's time to have our experience be put to work as well, and assist and help people. And if there's success, then obviously, hopefully there is something for us to share. But it is more bringing a group of people together. We've talked about the KUBE, a group of our industry contacts that are basically all at a stage, either, doesn't matter at what age, but at a stage where they can contribute significantly to startups, where they can significantly mentor, help, assist, and are willing to do so, where they are eager to volunteer time and participate, and to be part of a group, a think tank, whereby the core value is to help and assist others first. And obviously through our own interest, through our own experience, maybe through a click that you have with these innovators, entrepreneurs, the future of our industry, the the ones that transform the industry, that maybe there is a working relationship or a way that we become closer. But first we need to create that platform. So KUBE Ventures will have the KUBE, the think tank of our friends, of our buddies in the industry, and our, I would say, the go-getters, the people that really are at the front line in every discipline of the industry and making it happen, whether that is ESG, whether that is branding, whether that is operationally, whether that is digital technology, all the different education. So that is, I think, very exciting and rewarding, and I'm looking forward to screening and working and seeing those organizations, those people that have great ideas, and assisting them and connecting them and guiding them at those early stages, and have them evolve and indeed affect that change, that transformation, and speeding up that process in our industry. So yeah, we're going to put our shoulders under it, right?
Right. I mean, there's two things I want to add to that. The first thing is, as we know, I mean, we presented this idea some time ago now to, if I'm not mistaken, 15 different shareholders, 15 different potential shareholders at that time, each one carefully selected by us because they reflect what we think is the ability to work together in that word, as you said, a think tank, and to drive, as you said, this great change that we're talking about. We shared with them a deck a presentation that we created over a few months. I think it's fair to say that it's true in my experience of these kind of situations where you get some kickback. You get some people who say, "No, I'm not interested. I don't want to be a part of that." Even though we knew each of them well, we had 100% acceptance. I mean, 100%, where each of our shareholders said, "Yes, I want to belong. I want to drive. I want to be part of this foundation for change, this reason for change." And I think it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that what stood out for me the most in communicating our vision, our joint vision at that point, was that we started by saying the moment is now. I mean, if it's not taking place now, then my God, when does it have to happen? I mean, this industry really is, unfortunately, through the pandemic, in such a bad shape and such an uproar. And there's so many things happening that we need to attend to. And there's so little money, there's so little focus, purpose, there's so many things happening that, this is the time that it needs to happen. So yeah, I think that proudly that needs to take place in supporting those startups. But there's something else that actually brought you and I together before that, and we called it BAM, Beyond Asset Management. We both saw in the industry always this tremendous focus of asset managers to have all the right KPIs focused on finance, and obviously keeping close track of investments that are very capital intensive. But you and I know, and have learned through time, that it's those KPIs that cannot stand on their own. Those KPIs need to be at least supported by intangible KPIs. Of course, how do you make the intangible tangible to be able to keep track of them and score them? And of course, we're talking about guest satisfaction, employee satisfaction, brand recognition, the the status of your management team, the focus, the values, the character of your organization. And I think that today we're helped by new technology that obviously can much better track guest satisfaction, can much better track employee satisfaction. There's the intangible is becoming more tangible, but beyond asset management is still something that is very relevant, because it is not about the financial KPIs, because you can focus yourself to death on the financial KPIs. If you do not have a finger on the pulse on those intangibles, it's going to be difficult. So you and I believe that it is, on the one hand, catalyzing and igniting the startups and helping them and protecting them from those early baby steps into transforming our industry. But on the other hand, from as big as the institutionals or as small as private investment or any investment for that matter in our industry and the banking industry, we need to know the health of our organization, and we need to focus on the right things, and that's the other leg.
Right, and as you know, and as I guess many listeners may know, both of us are. You with Citizen M and myself with Quo have created cultures. We base our world on the definition of culture, and the Citizen M culture, which you've so incredibly created and sustained both in Asia and in Europe and in the States, is a culture that is sustainable. It's regenerative, let's say. It's a word that we're now using with some of our other clients, this idea of it being self-sustaining and regenerating. I think environmentalism and sustainability are getting a little bit old. But it is that, for me, it's about values, it's about the people, it's about who they are and how they present themselves and how they reflect the brand that they reflect. And hotel is not theater. There was this period, I think, about 10 years ago, where brands wanted to be players, they wanted to be theatrical. It's not that. It's not this idea of impressing and some sort of immaculate service. It's much simpler than that. It's about joy. It's about creating an atmosphere, a culture of joy within an organization, a culture of celebrating hospitality, of being kind, of being warm-hearted, of being generous, of making the person who's traveling comfortable and not feel as if they don't know whether they're in the right place or the wrong place, of talking to people on an equal level. It's really simple values that it's got to be time that everyone realizes that is the future. The future is not hierarchies. The future is democratized organizations. And beyond asset management, in our council is just that. We just stand or sit side by side with an organization, be it a country, a state, or a smaller entity, and guide them in the delivery of truth and values and simplicity, and delivering joy to their customers. Never lose the idea of our customers, and never lose the idea that we can learn from, as we said before, from whether it's retail or banking. Though the banking industry does seem a little bit even more archaic than some of the other ones. But from wherever it is, from Silicon Valley or from wherever it is, and also from other countries. I mean, I'm ranting on a bit, but I'm working quite a lot in Saudi Arabia at the moment, and I've learned so much over the last 6 months. I mean, the year that we've been working, learned so much from their culture, from their future. And whether it's in Sri Lanka or in India or in Egypt or in South America. I mean, there's so much for us to take from this amazing world. And to realize that every trip, be it business or leisure trip that anyone makes should be a trip of fun and joy, and look forward to it and enjoy it.
Well, but I think that David, you're echoing what I also see is that sometimes we need some help from other industries with specialization. I hope again that our industry will be healthy enough that we understand what hospitality is all about, and that we can lend a hand to other industries where hospitality is important as well. Because you mentioned banking, you know, the airline industry, retailing that is changing so much. Hospitality takes place in many other industries as well, and wouldn't it be proud if we can, share our expertise and sort of assist those as well. David, thanks. This I think was a good conversation. I appreciate it that we had this chat that we had before, but this is something cool to share it and to sort of make KUBE Ventures be born and known, and hopefully start off, supporting the industry through the startups, through beyond asset management, and hopefully with all the people that we know that are eager to support and help our industry, we can speed up the transformation and the change.
With absolute humility. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and as we said, the moment is now. Cheers, Michael. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thanks.